So yeah, I think because your internet's dog shit for some reason, and we can't do video, and you did all your makeup for no real good reason, what we should do is you can take as many selfies as you want, and then just send them my way. I'll stick them in the video. But then I'm here too, and I don't want to feel left out. Nobody likes feeling left out.
No, so you should also do the selfies.
So what I'll take selfies. But here's the thing, man. When I take selfies, I always take the same selfie, just over and over again. Actually, I have two variations. I have this one, which is me from the down below, and you see just like above my eyes, or just below my eyes until like top of my head. And I do I'm in the bottom right corner, and I'm like, hey guys, welcome to my podcast.
Hey guys.
And then there's another one when I'm just trying to look normal. Like this is how I was talking to Molly when we were only on Snapchat, where I just kind of hold it. I kind of frame myself nicely. Like I'm kind of like just off center, and it's like a kind of almost at 3/4, but it's not. And I have a nice little smile.
I do want to say that this is possibly the worst fucking conversation to have in a moment when we don't have video and we can't see.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah,
that's
like
really... I was about to be like, oh yeah, I make these 3 same faces all the time, and then I was like, wait, I can't show you.
There's literally no fucking point.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Man, so now we're gonna be really inclusive to anybody that listens like on the road or something and can't watch video.
Do you remember this is how we used to always do it?
Yeah, I know. Back before I did my face reveal, it does.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice that I don't because whenever we do, not that I dislike the video, but whenever we do the video, I'm always constantly like worried that I don't look good or I'm not very flattering. Like how I'm sitting isn't very flattering. So it's like, it's nice to just like relax.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And I agree. Now it also feels way more formal though, too. Because this feels like this is how everyone else does podcasts. And now, so if I'm not like making big like jerk off motions into a camera, I kind of don't even know what to do with myself.
I know, it's like I feel like I have to not only just behave myself more, but I feel like I have to do a lot more ASMR and get a lot closer to my microphone.
Yeah, I got a new microphone and I'm so excited about it. I have this issue.
Yeah, me too, man.
I just fucking I had this issue. It's called crippling depression.
I liked the non-progression for that. It was just like, that was it.
Yeah.
Done.
That was the joke. That was the full joke.
So what's your issue?
I spend way too much
What's your
fucking money.
issue, man?
What's your fucking business?
What's your fucking problem?
What are you, my mother?
I hope you can hear me, like, sipping on my drink.
Of course I can.
Good.
You know what? I think it'd be fun sometime. We're fucking darting around. It's been like 2 minutes.
Yeah, listen, it's like, if you're not keeping pace, why are you listening to us?
Yeah, like you're watching the wrong show if you don't like things just jerking around every fucking 2 seconds. I have this candle in front of me. Again, this is another visual thing, of course. It's this like tall, skinny Nikola Tesla. Oh, I thought he was holding a penis. I don't know what that is.
It's like Nikola Tesla himself. I thought you meant like the metal thing, like the Tesla. Whatever.
No, it's a Nikola Tesla candle, and I was just thinking like how crazy would it be if I melted it, like as I was like, I have a candle lit, and then I just fucking drank it.
That reminds me of me and my roommate went grocery shopping just before this. That's why I was like kind of rushing to get on and everything. And so we were looking at the dentist area, like the place in the grocery store, and one of them was in the like tooth area was like those what are they, like the plastic dental protectors, like you they're like a mouth guard. You put them in your mouth at night so your teeth stop grinding.
Oh, is that like a retainer?
Yeah, like a retainer that they just sell at the fucking store.
Yeah.
And then my roommate was like, why the fuck would I spend $20 on that? And I was like, I know, right? $20 when I could just pour hot wax in my mouth every night and that'll do the job.
Yeah, that's how you fucking do it, man.
Yeah, just drink. And here's the thing. If you drink hot wax and it goes into your tummy, you can eat any spice.
Yeah.
It won't hurt.
That's
The spice won't hurt. Let me specify. Something else will.
yeah. Well, yeah, because you'll have a layer of wax in your stomach. Can it harden in there, or is it too warm?
I think it's too warm, and I have yet to find anything other than like gum that won't be fucking digested be destroyed by stomach acid.
But wait, gum does get digested though, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it probably does.
Oh wait, or does it?
I think metal is like the only thing that stomach acid can't like fucking destroy. Hey, do you think about that? I think about that so often that the only thing protecting us from our own stomach is just a little layer of bacteria.
Yeah. And like, well, even like in like skin and stuff. And that's
we'd be fucked.
Yeah. Well, fucking think about acid reflux. A little bit goes up your throat, and you're like, "I'm gonna fuck." Oh my! You know what?
Dying.
Do you know what heartburn feels exactly like?
Yeah. Wait. Like.
Do you want to know what it feels exactly like? Do you remember in Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith when Obi-Wan Kenobi shoots General Grievous in the stomach?
That is like.
And he goes, and flames burst out of his eyes. That's what heartburn feels like.
That is the best description of heartburn I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like. He's like, what is General Grievous?
I don't know. No, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say General Grievous is kind of hot.
You're not the first person I've heard say that.
But in like a weird way. I don't know what it is.
No, you're not the first. I don't necessarily agree, but I'm not gonna judge you for it because you're 100% not the first person I've heard say that, and I think that is weird. That I've heard some people go, "Yo, he kind of cute though." I'm like, what?
Kind of fine. I'm not gonna ask who it is because I don't want you to out whoever it is. But
it's on Kind of Funny. They had this one. They did like an up and comer program.
Oh, okay.
And one of their up and comers was talking about how hot General Grievous is. She has like a famous TikTok of her being like, "Oh damn, General Grievous."
Oh damn.
Yeah. Because
here's the thing. I've come to notice, I think people that are attracted to General Grievous are all monster fuckers. Like.
It's like motherfuckers, but it's like another step up.
Have you never heard of monster fuckers?
I have not.
I'm gonna open your world. There's a whole
I'm gonna open your world like an ogre is gonna open my asshole.
Exactly. So monster fuckers are people that are sexually attracted to monsters. Like,
I mean, yeah, I figured.
I'm talking like Fishman from Shape of Water. I'm talking Siren Head. I'm talking Slenderman.
Okay.
Enderman. Like, yeah.
Okay, and so, I mean, yeah, I guess General Grievous is like a robot.
Yeah, he looks like a monster.
Yeah, so,
Oh, no, maybe we have to cut this because I don't want my mom to know that. My mom still listens to this podcast. Cut the bit of me saying that I am.
Okay.
But like, keep the bit of me saying, "Hey, cut that out," because I think that'd be funny.
and the thing is, you won't be able to find this anywhere because we're not streaming it or anything. So
yeah.
It'll just be like, "Hey, wait,
what did she say?
Wait, what did you say though? Hey, Myia, Myia, what'd you say?
What did you say?" Oh yeah, but they're like, a big one is Venom. Like monster fuckers are into Venom. Like that's like the biggest.
Like the character, or just like the existence
of the monster. Like yeah, the character of Venom.
Not like the fluid Venom.
No, not the fluid.
Okay.
Because like you can't. I shouldn't generalize all monster fuckers under one category
no,
because
of course not.
there is like a specific taste that some like. But one of the most popular monsters I've seen alongside werewolves and vampires is Venom, which is kind of weird.
Okay.
That he's so popular.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. He is definitely like a monster.
He is, and he's got a very long tongue.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's still like generally human shape, so he has the big muscles
big
and everything.
Strong and kind of hot.
I had to cut that too.
I could see that from.
Bro, if I was a monster fucker,
you know what monster fuckers? I think I see your point.
I feel like since we've come back from the dead, are you guys into zombies?
I'm not. I think they're gross.
Okay. Anyway, since we've come back from the dead, I feel like there's been like a big sexual awakening.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on, what?
Recently. Now this is the one where we're actually gonna have to cut it.
Yeah. Well, no. Also, if you look at that picture, there's something very specific going on. He is not in control.
Him? No, he definitely is.
No, look at he's pulling the little dude in because he's got his hand around his dick and he's jerking him up and he does not want him to stop. And if he stops,
okay,
he's gonna ruin it.
I see what you mean.
He is not in control. That's why he's having to grip the couch.
To me, that isn't in control.
No. No. It sort of is. It's like a weird hybrid sub-dom thing. It's
okay.
Yeah, no, he's not in like total control.
Oh, so he's like,
he can overpower it,
I'm in control.
But he's like, you better do what you're told. But like, I don't know, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Oh, kids typing something.
Is Kid gonna join us in the middle of our monster fucker conversation? We have to cut all of that out. That is not appropriate for YouTube. Not only is it not appropriate for YouTube, it's not appropriate for my mother's ears.
You poor mother.
I know.
She's already heard so much from you. And I'm about to say some more shit, I think. Because I'm
about
thinking,
to act up.
Hey, if y'all are still recording, just want to say fuck Ted Cruz. Hell yeah, fuck Ted Cruz. I think I saw a kid posted earlier, maybe he retweeted or something, that Ted Cruz, senator from Texas, which is currently in a fucking disaster because they had a 1/4 inch of snow and they don't know what to do with that. Granted, also, like, all their pipes are freezing because it's a warm climate that's not meant for the cold. But anyway.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz,
their houses don't have any insulation.
Yeah, and their houses don't have the right insulation, and they're not equipped for winter, so they're having a full-on meltdown. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, instead of staying there to help out, went to Cancun. Or maybe it's the Bahamas or something. I don't remember. Just to get away from it all, man. He was just having a rough time.
Why
fucking
the
piece
fuck?
of shit.
Okay, answer me this. Obviously, no judgment to Texans because you guys are in no control of this. Why the fuck is Texas not on either the West or the East Coast power system? They're their own power grid. Why?
Is that part of the issue?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like all over Texas, they're out of power because Texas is like their own fucking power grid.
Oh, it's probably dumb fucks like Ted Cruz is what it is.
It's so stupid. Like they pretty much entirely rely on gas and like oil, which is extremely not only just bad for the environment, it's not efficient in cold climates.
Yeah.
Like I get it normally. Well, I don't get it. Like I understand why I don't support it because
you get it more. You get the reasoning more.
But still, it's just Jesus Christ, Texas. And there was that one mayor that was like, "Oh, you're fucking spoiled and you're like." What did he say? He was like, like, you guys are asking for handouts and it's not the city's responsibility. God. And he resigned later, thank God. But like, I don't understand how you can be so evil. Like,
yeah,
those
that's
are your
the thing
people.
too. It's evil shit.
And people are like people are dying from, because they're trying to warm up because, none of them have winter clothing. So. Yeah. They're like sitting in their cars in the garage, and like obviously not a lot of people understand that when you're sitting in your car and the garage door is closed, yes, it's a lot more insulation that also helps, poison you with carbon monoxide. There was a mother and a child that died, unfortunately, due to that.
Yeah.
While it is a smart idea to go into your car to heat up, make sure your door's open. Like your garage door. Yeah. Otherwise you will die.
Yeah.
And people are like slipping and cracking their heads.
Some of us are really aware of that fact for some reasons or another.
I'm only aware of it because of TV. I watched a lot of fucking true crime.
Let me say, I'm aware of it probably because of media and stuff. But I'm like conscious of it like a lot of the time because of other mental health type things.
Crippling depression.
It's because of my crippling depression.
Yeah, so it's fun. Just fucking God.
Yeah. So anyway, going back a second then, I think it's fun that it's like, we should have like a special segment for when it's just the two of us. Like, sorry, straights, gays only.
Yeah! Can we? Because here's the thing. When it comes to, one thing I should probably also mention when it comes to monster fuckers is it is primarily LGBT people.
I would
and, like,
assume, yeah.
And it's also, and a lot of people would be like, ooh, like, monster fucker gets close to, like, bestiality territory. I've not met a single monster fucker that's like, yeah, I want to fuck a dog. Like, it's completely different. Like, wanting to fuck a werewolf and wanting to fuck a dog are two completely different things.
They are?
Yeah, because, like, a werewolf can consent and a dog can't.
Oh, that's true. They're more they are more humanoid.
Yeah, they look way more humanoid. So if you want to fuck a werewolf that's literally just a wolf, then that you need to get, like, that's kind of fucked up.
That's just a dog.
That's just a wolf.
Yeah.
But if you want to, like, fuck the one that's, like, just, like, a really hairy, very big man with, like, a weird face, fucking go for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
And also, here's the other thing. Monsters aren't fucking real. So it's like, you're not hurting anybody.
That is also a huge thing. I think that is worth noting.
Because, like, let me state this. If you're sexually attracted to animals, please get help. Like, if you're sexually attracted to humanoid animals, like you're a furry that likes, is sexually attracted to furries, that's one thing because they're still humanoid.
Yeah, and
I'm not saying that I'm sexually attracted, but I get it. I understand because they still have boobies, and boobies are very nice.
Yeah.
But like, if you're like, cat, don't be Shane Dawson. Pretty much is what I'm saying.
Cat.
But yeah, so it's like, and I saw somebody say like a very, very in detail thing about monster fuckers, and it was like really like it kind of like makes you realize like, oh, okay, it's not as weird as it seems, and it's that like a lot of monster fuckers are either in the LGBT community or they're women, and that can obviously overlap because women in the LGBT, but. But the primary reason is because when you're fucking a monster, the monster does not give a shit about things that normal people would. Like, a big monster wouldn't care if you have, like, stomach rolls or if you have, like, stretch marks or if you're really hairy. Like monsters don't give a shit about that. Monsters are just like,
monsters just want to fuck.
Monsters just want to fuck. And that's what people want to do, too. So it's like, people kind of like project that onto monsters, and they're like, oh, for some reason, monsters are a safer and less judgmental environment than another human being. And I think that's so sad.
What does that say about the Republican Party?
What?
Going back to Ted Cruz, that we would rather fuck Jason Voorhees than George H.W. Bush.
Because here's the thing. There are monsters, and then there are, like, actual monsters, which is, like, a lot of Republicans.
Yeah, that's all of them, man.
Most of them, yeah. And speaking of, okay, I don't want to get, like, I do always want to get too political.
Yeah, get political.
I'm going to say one statement that I said in the car earlier, which, like, it just, like, it finally occurred to me. Like, because, like, I've met Republicans that I like they're I don't have any Republican friends because I most of the time can't get along with them that well.
Yeah.
But like there have been Republicans where I'm like, oh, okay, we just have differing viewpoints, but like you're still overall a good person. And I've noticed the more times that happens is when they're a self-proclaimed Republican, but tend to have more independent or democratic beliefs, but they're just like, oh, I'm still a Republican. Because like it's when people have Republican ideals is when I'm like, hey, stop. And then, because the reason why I was talking about it is because one of my roommate has a friend that is a Republican. And I was like, I don't know how you can be friends with the Republicans because, like, it's just hard when somebody belongs to a party that hates us. And wants us to not be able to marry who we want, or in my case, like if I got pregnant, I wouldn't be able to have an abortion, and then I would have to have the child, even if I didn't want it. So, it's just hard to like. And then I realized the reason why I don't like Republicans that hold Republican beliefs. If you're a Republican that holds majority Democratic beliefs, first of all, don't know why you don't just identify as a Democrat. Second of all, it's because like. You can be a good person and call yourself a Republican, but the second you like or not, no, okay, what was it? It was like, you don't have to hate people to be a Republican, but in order to, like, actually believe in and, like, idolize Republican ideals, you are idolizing ideals that were formed off of the hatred of other people.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All of the Republican, most, if not all of them, were built off of, hey, Black people shouldn't have rights. Hey,
yeah, no, I was just thinking
we hate gays. Like,
yeah. Well, I was watching, like, I don't remember what it was exactly or what exactly I'm thinking of, which is great for a conversation, but it was like our entire political everything right now goes right directly back to slavery. Like, every fucking thing, because it's just like the entire ideology of the Republican Party is just, if you follow the breadcrumbs back to the beginning, it's slavery. Like, it's everything is about slavery, and which is fucking ridiculous. It's like, still an issue, really, because of its repercussions.
That's why it's like, I don't understand why people can't see that. Well, I do understand, because I had a conversation the other night with my roommates, and I was like, I don't get it. And they were like, no, it's because some people just don't get the same education. Because I'm very privileged to, you know, be a person that grew up in a primarily, like, liberal area, and I got a good education, and I'm going to, like, college right now. I have the luxury of that, and I know that I now understand that not all people get that luxury. Yeah. And one of the bigger things is, I've noticed it's a lot harder for men to become liberal when they're primarily on the internet, because, like, I've seen it, a couple of posts about it, so I will never say that, like, it's my observation. This was a ton of other people's observations. But when a lot of people are spouting that, like, oh, men suck, and oh, blah, 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 like, that is really harmful to men, because, you know, oh, you're a growing teen, and you're really insecure all the time. And when you, like, see all these women saying that men suck, and, like, they're virgins and incels and blah, blah, blah. Not that you can't, like, not that you're not allowed to offend people, or, like, not that you're not allowed to, like, jokingly insult people.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, young teen boys that are already insecure, and they have all these, like, you know, liberals that are constantly making fun of them, the only people that are there, and they're very welcoming for them, are those white supremacist groups that are like, oh, yeah, no, come here. We love you. We love the fact that you're a man. We love the fact that you're white. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to worry about any
of
that.
Really fucking sucks? Women for saying all that shit about you. They're dumb sluts, and then they're like, yeah, that wasn't very nice, and then they are sluts, and it just, it's a really easy spot. That's the if you go on YouTube, there's tons of videos. I haven't watched any of them, but I do get it recommended all the time. They're like how I fell down the alt-right rabbit hole and how I came back. It's like, there's tons of stories that people just easily just go whoop right down, and then they have to really crawl their way back out.
That's why I can't really blame people for initially falling in at this point. But after a certain point, if you are on the internet and you're exposed to a lot of media and you see a lot of both sides, obviously most of the time people don't see both sides. Most of the time people only see one side. And I will admit, most of the time my stuff is primarily liberal and, like, socialist stuff. And that's only because I cannot fucking stand conservative media. All of it's bullshit. Like, and I know conservatives are like, oh, the socialist media is bullshit. Like,
yeah,
to an extent, like, yes.
I mean, like, no, but it's like not though.
It's not. No,
like it's a little, extent, it's like, really circle jerky. But
I'll say it's very circle jerky, and I'll say CNN. I fucking hate CNN because CNN, like, CNN in particular, they don't cover really important stuff. They're always just like, fucking Donald Trump, he sucks. And I'm like, yes, I agree, but can you, like, move on and cover bigger topics now?
It's like, yeah, right, we all know that. Move on, get over it.
We're all aware.
Yeah, I know that. That's okay. This is the thing. I've Molly doesn't really follow all this stuff, but I've been trying to explain it. How it's like, I've become a leftist over the last couple of years. And I think liberals are the most annoying fucks on almost more so than Republicans. Because almost like with Republicans, you're like, I know where you stand. I know you're a piece of shit, and I could just kind of forget about it. But liberals are these, like, loud, annoying, aren't Donald Trump. It's like, shut up. Move on.
Because conservatives, they do the same 3 jokes over and over again.
Yeah.
And you kind of get used to them. Liberals come up with a ton of jokes. None of them are fucking good, and they're all just stupid. Like they're never good.
No.
They're almost always Trump is dumb. Okay, yes, he's dumb. But can we like actually address the fucked up shit that he's done and hold him accountable for it?
They kind of learned a few things a few years ago, and they're like, Orange Man, bad. I'm like,
Orange Man.
Yeah, bad. I know, but do you know why? Like today, we're still thinking that. Like, do you know what he did? I guess we don't have to worry about it anymore. But like, like, there's more to it.
Well,
than just he's
we
a
might
dickhead.
have to if they don't actually indict him or not indict.
No,
impeach.
I mean, yeah, they acquitted him, but I don't think he'll run again. I'm just hoping. Anyway, I don't want to stay on this drab dour shit. Republicans suck. Vote for Bernie Sanders or whatever. I don't know.
One more thing about fucking a lot of liberals is that like a lot of them are so like just performative, and it's really annoying because like the people that were like, oh, at the beginning of the pandemic, like obviously pandemic was fucking terrible, handled atrociously.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people died. A lot of people are in really, really terrible financial situations.
Yeah.
And people, like a ton of liberals protesting, were holding signs that were like, this was also during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, may I add. A lot of liberals were like holding fucking signs that said, if Hillary was president, we would be at brunch right now. We still have to address so many things. Like, you can't just pretend that you can't just, if the pandemic was handled properly, you can't just, like, go on and ignore all of this other stuff that's happening.
Yeah, right. It's like, I mean, there was lots of black people being killed by police during Obama's 8 years.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
And fucking nobody said anything.
No, it's like there needs to be like...
No white liberals said anything, I should specify.
Not really, no. It was just kind of like trendy because everyone was bored at home, which makes it even worse.
Which, yeah, like, it's
good,
great that it got popularized, but as of right now, it's pretty much died out already. Like, I've heard almost nothing about, like, all the... like the death row inmates that are like that got falsely accused, like Rocky Myers, like falsely accused fucking 20 years ago, and they're still getting executed. Yeah,
there's a lot of it's still fucking crazy, and like this is what annoys me. I thought about this recently. Like I live in a town with a Democrat mayor. We in the summer there's a protest, and we all went to fucking town hall. There's hundreds of people there. Maybe thousands, I don't even know. And it's like, this is a lady who could have done something, but she's a liberal, so she's like, Black Lives Matter, and puts up a fist, but then doesn't actually fucking do anything because it's all talk.
That's the most annoying part, is that it's just all talk, and I'm like, fucking please do something.
Yeah, it's like it's like all these fucking, it's just normal people coming up with like full fucking like legislation, and they're like, this is exactly what you need to do and it'll fix everything, and they're like, but how can we do it though? Like, you know what to do.
You know exactly what to do. I think the only thing more infuriating than just a regular old liberal is like a liberal politician.
Yeah,
they fucking piss me off because they don't do anything. Like Pete Buttigieg. I fucking hate Pete Buttigieg so much.
It's like, oh, if only there was somebody who could do something. It's like, it's
you, motherfucker.
It's you. You can do it. Anyway, welcome back to Sorry Straits, Gays Only. I'm one of your hosts, Terry,
only.
along with my co-host, Myia. We're your local gays. It's I think I talk about it a lot right now because I haven't talked about it ever before. Yeah. Because I've always kept it hidden. Because it's scary.
Like that honeymoon phase. It's so fun to like just be open about it.
Yeah. And then going a little bit back for a second to Republicans, I'm terrified of my parents ever hearing this, and they're like, "What do you mean you like penis?" Like
penis? Is that why you never came out earlier? Because you lived with your parents.
I mean, yeah, probably a little bit, yeah.
Oh.
But also until kind of recently, I still thought of myself as straight, which I think is really weird, all things considered, because I'm like, because of the wide range of people I'm attracted to of many different genders.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm straight though.
Yeah, no, I'm totally straight.
And I'm like, and then I just kind of hit me one night. I'm like, wait, no, I'm not.
Honestly, I feel like, now, I'm not saying that there can't be, like, straight people, because if I were to say that, that means that I would also imply that there can't be gay people, which there absolutely can be. But I think there are not nearly as many straight people as we think there are. Because, like,
Right.
what is it? It's like, straight people make up, like, fucking 85% of the population or whatever.
Which seems insane.
It's, like, an absurd amount. And it's like, I'm not saying that people can't be straight. I'm just saying that I think a lot of people might be repressing their sexuality. And you know what? Honestly, if you are content being straight and you're like, hey, say you're a straight woman who's like, hey, I might be attracted to women, but I only want to date men. Like, I plan on only seeing men in the future. I don't want to date a woman, even though I am sexually attracted to them. If you want to identify as straight, fucking go for it, dude. Not my problem. Like, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
But, like, I do feel like a lot of people aren't as straight as they think they are.
I think that's probably true. I don't know if I have no real proof of that or evidence to say one way or the other. But, like, I just think this is what I think. And this is like these fun realizations I'm coming to lately where I'm like, okay, are you telling me that there's people who are only attracted to one group of people? What?
Yes, as a bisexual, I also understand where I'm like, I don't understand how you can just be attracted to one.
Yeah, it's like, wait, it's so fucking limiting. Because I'm like, well, it's like, it's funny because, well, he has a few, a few coworkers who are gay, because two of them are husband and husband who are married, like the owners of the salon, and then another coworker who, just a coworker, and I was just like, oh wait, he's like a homosexual, like a single,
like homo, yeah,
like that's
only
it. He's
gays.
just like, that's dick is all I need. I'm like, what? That's it? Why? There's so much more. Like, I get it, but like, come on, bruh.
Come on, bruh. Open up your, yeah. That's like, I'm like,
open them cheeks. There's more to explore.
But yeah. Well, I don't want to pry too much because
no,
you only say what you're willing to.
I want to talk about it.
Do you have a preference? Because I know,
yeah,
not everybody, but I know a lot of people who are attracted to multiple genders have a preference. Like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love women, but I do have a preference for men.
Yeah, and I think I definitely have more of a preference for women.
Yeah,
but like, not much. It's more, but it's not like an insane amount. I think the tricky thing though is I tend to not like guys at all as people.
Just their penises.
Yeah, they're basically just pieces of meat.
Just pieces of meat to you.
Yeah, I've only had like 4 crushes on guys, which now I'm thinking about it is pretty comparable to my crushes on girls.
Yeah, because you never used to have a lot of crushes.
No,
but I always thought that was chalked up to the fact that you hated people.
I think part of it was, most people do annoy me in some way, which I think is such a nasty little thing. I don't like to be like that. But I try not to let it affect anything though, where I'm not like, I was bad about this in high school, but I try not to treat anyone poorly because I'm like, just because I find them annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I do a good job.
Well, it doesn't seem like recently you've been openly a dick or anything.
Yeah, and I know I used to be. I remember when we were talking about it. I know you mentioned it to me for a while. I was just angry, and I was like, yeah I was.
Especially remembering it on OTL. Like you were just angry all the time, which is so weird that we became friends.
I know, right? And now I'm like. And I just offhandedly mentioned wanting to kill myself, or previously wanted to kill myself to somebody, and they're like, "You? You're always so happy." And it's like,
I worked so hard to get here.
Well, you should have known me literally a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Or no, from about this time of year, literally a year ago.
Yeah. You should have met me before the old ball and chain got to know me. I love the idea of you using the term ball and chain, referring to Molly, in a super loving and affectionate way. Oh, this ball and chain saved my life.
This This old fucking bag of meat saved my fucking skin. But
Saved
no,
my
you know what it
hide.
is though? It's like I was in this pit of despair, and then the ball and chain with reverse gravity scooped me up and
just
brought me
lifted
up.
you up.
She went like rocket fucking, you know?
She had like yeah.
Rocket.
I was trying to go so then I couldn't remember the word. Can I talk about something? So
Yeah.
last week or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned I very much think that I have ADHD.
Sure, yeah.
Actually, I've been like thinking about it a lot more recently, and ADHD is also very possible that I have it. But there's another thing that is very similar, or has a lot of similar symptoms to ADHD, and I don't know if I have autism or not. Because here's the thing. I get overstimulated a lot, and overstimulation is a big sign of ADHD. However, not recently, it's actually been like throughout my entire life. I've always gotten very physically overstimulated. The best way to describe it is if I have multiple things touching me and having multiple contact points on a small surface. So like tight shoes, I would literally freak the fuck out if I couldn't wiggle my toes in shoes. And it made shopping for shoes a nightmare for my mom, and she never knew why I did it. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh my god, do I have fucking autism? Because my dad, like, not that long ago, like maybe a couple months ago, mentioned in passing that he thinks that he has autism, but he never went to he's never gotten checked out. And then my brother, like, I'm not, like, if we don't have autism, this is also just going under the symptoms of autism.
Right.
My brother shows a lot of, like, social, like, stunt almost, like a stunt in social development, where he doesn't talk to people a lot. And I don't know, it just, like, with the fact that I, like, have a lot of, like, what was it? I almost, like, broke down because I had the top of my, because at my Hannaford job, we have to wear baseball caps, to, like, cap our hair, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was touching my forehead, and my glasses were touching the side of my nose, and then my mask was touching the top of my nose, or like the bridge of my nose. And just all of those like really close together, it was freaking me the fuck out, and I had to like go into the freezer and take my mask off and like take my hat off, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna freak out. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And so it's like I've brought it up to people, and they're like, no, you couldn't have autism. And I'm like, I don't know, because, like, I also used to have very, very, very bad social, what is it?
Skills?
What's the word? Skills. Yeah, I had terrible social skills. I also forget words a lot. So the fact that I forget very common words is one more check mark in the ADHD thing.
I mean, there's a lot of really high functioning autistic people. So
yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, that wouldn't even be that surprising, I feel like. Fuck. Oh, Molly. Not Molly. God, I'm so used to saying Molly. It's all the M names. Listen.
I know. No, I don't blame you, because fucking Nate calls me Madeline all the time.
Yeah. Well, oh my god, I forgot about Madeline too. Okay, so there's Myia and Madeline and Molly and Maisie and Mary and
two Maisies and two Marys?
Yeah, well, it's like Molly has a friend Maisie, a sister Maisie, a friend Mary, and then I have my sister Mary, and then you're Myia. Oh, and the friend Maisie has a little sister named Myia.
Oh my god, that's so many M names.
And then
and all of them are repeating.
Yeah, there's so fucking many of you. Ugh. Anyway, Myia, I almost called you Molly again. Myia. We need to do a drawing show. Like basically,
I think it would be a lot of fun.
Next time we do a podcast together, we need to do drawing as well. Because I've been watching
over the weekend. Let me set up my tablet and make sure it works and everything.
Okay, because I've been watching this one YouTuber named what's it? I think it's Draw with Waffles. I think that's what it is. Something waffles.
I love drawing with waffles.
You do? Oh god, yes!
I watch her all the fucking time.
Yes, me and Molly we recently found her.
So
We're
funny.
obsessed with her. She's amazing. We love her. And
she's such a good artist too.
Yes, I know. And so I'm like, oh, we should draw just because what I love about her videos is her draw. I'm gonna write this down. I'm noting down things we're talking about. I love that she goes through it's not like her creating a piece, it's her going through the process of drawing, and she's kind of commentating that, and I think that's so interesting, and I love it.
It is. I really like it. Her videos are so relaxing to watch.
Oh my god, they're the most relaxing thing I've ever seen. They're incredible. I love them. So anyways,
and she's so creative too.
Yeah, and she's great. She's so fucking great. Okay, so what were we saying a second ago then? Oh, autism.
Basically, I just need to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Another thing is, like, I'm also very, like, touchy when it comes to, like, that's another thing I hate. I, like, hate it when people touch me. It makes me so, like, uncomfortable. And the idea of giving somebody a hug makes me want to die, kind of.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Like, I'm so anti-touching. Which is super weird given how much I like want to, hold hands with somebody. But I don't know if it's because maybe in my brain it would be different if it's somebody that I'm like in a romantic relationship with. Yeah. Either way, like touch freaks me out. That's why whenever people hug me, when people hug me, it's not as bad. That's why whenever people hug me, so if this happens and if you ever at one point, like we're hanging out in person or whatever, and you give me a hug and I don't hug you back, and I just let you hug me, it's not that I hate you. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that it freaks me out. Yeah. And I don't know why.
Myia, but I can promise you I will never hug you unless you hug me.
Okay.
I'm not that type of person whatsoever. I can promise you.
Sometimes I'll just go and like I'll be like, oh, like if people are sad, I'll propose a hug, even though it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's nice.
And sometimes there are times when giving hugs doesn't make me uncomfortable, and I don't know why. It's just like a weird mood thing.
Oh, sure, okay.
But I'm super like touch specific. Like I always have to fidget with stuff, and I thought that was an ADHD thing. But when something like has a nice texture to it, I'm always running my hand over it, like all the time. Like as of right now, I'm rubbing my hands over my fucking mouse pad.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like something about it just scratches me in the right way in the brain.
Yeah,
it feels real good.
I don't know. I guess I've wondered a few times if I have autism, but not. I guess I don't have the touch thing though. I feel like I just have weird different. Like I think I have a lot of like, weird social things too. Like, it does inherently make me uncomfortable to make eye contact with people.
Yeah.
And
that's another thing. It's also been very uncomfortable for me as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and like I said, I've seen tons of people who are like, oh yeah, no, I have Asperger's or somewhere on the autism spectrum, and they're just like, I mean, it's just another thing people deal with, and they're just normal otherwise,
Now, here's possibly the worst outcome. If I see a doctor, which I should, I'm going to see a doctor soon. I have both, and then I'm like,
oh sure, yeah.
And then not that it's not like somebody's like lesser for having both. It's just it would be a lot more of a pain in the fucking ass to deal with it.
Yeah,
because I'm kind of hoping it's ADHD because then I can just take meds. Because I don't like when it comes to autism, like to my knowledge, you just kind of live with it. Yeah. You kind of just fucking go.
Yeah,
and so it's like,
I mean, ideally, you'd be able to take, well, let's be honest here, you'd be able to take antidepressants and some sort of ADHD medication. But yeah, and then also you have those symptoms lesser, and then you just have some autism shit. Like, that wouldn't be so bad.
That would be pretty easy to deal with, I think. Yeah. Well, that's coming from somebody who, like, if I have it at all.
Well, sure, yeah,
most likely be, like, not intense shit. Yeah. It doesn't seem intense. But then again, I also, like, assuming I do have it, or not assuming if I do have it, if I do have it, I don't know what it's like to not have it. So that's the weird thing is that, like specifically, like, talking about depression is, like, when I talk about growing up, not that I did not have a bad life growing up at all, but I had some things that I was like, that definitely made my depression happen. Like talking about it with friends, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like I opened up about something that I didn't know that I hadn't opened, because that's the other thing. I also don't know what I open up about to my friends. And so I just casually said something, and my friend was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry you had to go through that." And I was like, "Wait, you didn't? Like, I thought that was just like a thing that everybody goes through."
Oh.
Nope.
What was
so
it?
It's like, it was just like, I'll get into it later.
Okay.
I don't want to say it in the podcast.
Oh, sure. Good that jail worked for somebody.
I know. Yeah, we had a long conversation the other night of death penalty and shit.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I have a really weird stance on. We can probably cut it back in at this point.
Yep.
I have a really weird stance on death penalty where I don't like death penalty. I don't think we should have the death penalty. However, I do think like the specific conversation we were talking about is child predators.
Sure.
When child predators are arrested and they're put into prison, and word gets spread that they are child predators, they're pretty much dead within the next month due to other inmates.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be punished that much.
I get behind that, yeah.
Because, like, here's the thing. I don't like it when it's the judicial system, because the judicial system is really flawed. Like, really, really, really flawed.
Yeah.
But, like, kid diddlers, they're not good. They ain't good.
Hot take. If you fuck kids, you're a piece of shit.
You are. Because, like, and that's the other thing. It's like, a lot of people are like, oh, they just have, like, this, they have this disease. And, like, I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe it's just a mental illness.
If they're somebody who's attracted to children but have literally never done anything with that, then I would say they have a disease of some sort and they should get help. But the second you start looking around for some pictures, or you start looking at some kids and shit, like you start being a fucking weirdo, then you have a problem. Then I don't like you. Then fuck you. Go kill yourself or whatever the fuck. Get stabbed in prison.
The only time when I'm like, okay, you know what, they're still savior for you. Like you're still savable. Is if like they're like, hey, never looked anything up about it. Like I don't want to be this way. Like it's terrible. And I fucking hate it when people compare kid diddlers to the LGBT community.
Oh, I know, it's so gross.
The fuck up.
And there's some of them who are like, yeah, I'm LGBT. I'm a what are they? They have a weird. They don't say obviously they don't say pedophile because everyone knows pedophile. They have like
it's like map or something. It's like mapophile.
It's a weird
like
shit. I think some people do say pedosexual. Ew.
Ew.
And they're like, yeah. I'm LGBT. I'm a pedosexual. It's like, oh fuck you, get out of here, you nasty fuck. I'm gonna go.
Terry and I
drown yourself, you
revoke
bitch.
You from not even revoke. You were never in here in the first place. But you're banned.
You snuck in here.
You're
like
never allowed to enter the LGBT community.
Yeah, you snuck into
even if you are a gay kid diddler, you're out. We're taking your license away.
You snuck into the convention center, but you didn't have a badge. You're out of here. You're on the streets.
I want your name tag on my desk in the fucking not even in the morning right now. You're out.
I want your badge and your gun. You kid diddling piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Hate pedophiles.
It's literally
not a very hot take to make.
No, it's literally insane. Like sometimes I'll sit and go, okay, let me see if I can like put my mind into the head of like a racist or a pedophile. No, let me see if I can just try to like get where they're coming from. Like why would and then I'm like, all right. It literally makes no fucking sense.
Yes, no, I genuinely can't.
Like, have you ever had a conversation with a kid?
Yeah, they're so gross.
They're nasty.
Like, okay,
they're gonna be sniffling, all wet around the nose because they're just dripping. Probably have shit on their ass at the moment.
I used to be like one of those people that was like, oh, I hate kids, blah, blah, blah. I discovered that was just like me fucking projecting the fact that I didn't want to have children. Children are fine. Children are great. They're the future to our world. Like, we need them.
Still,
I just don't. We have no right to be mean to children. You can dislike children, just don't be mean to them.
Sure.
But they're just gross overall. They don't have hygiene.
No.
They're too small. Anything too small freaks me out.
Have you seen their hands?
They're so tiny.
They're so disturbing.
And that's it. I've been watching a lot of To Catch a Predator because it's just fucking. It's such a good show. But like some of the things just fucking disgust you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like like some of the excuses people made, and it's like, dude.
Oh, dude. I was just checking in on her because I don't want anyone to,
Yeah, I don't want creeps to. I don't want her falling for creeps. Like, yeah, okay, creeps.
Is that why you brought the roses, Jeremy?
And the condoms, fucking.
Oh yeah, they always bring condoms. They're like,
they do, and they're like, I always carry these. I remember this one fucking dude where it was like, he was like, yeah, I always have condoms on me, and then like they were interrogating him, and they were like, do you have a girlfriend? And he was like, no, and they were like, are you sexually active? And he goes, no, I'm actually a virgin. And it's like, okay, so why do you carry condoms on you all the time? Because no, you don't. You're definitely doing it just for the child.
Yeah.
And the one that pisses me off the most. Yeah, you fucking
Chris Hansen just leans in. He's like, fucking virgin.
Oh my god, Chris Hansen is so funny. The one that pisses me off the most is like the fucking, oh, I've tried to find women my age, and it's like one of the dudes was like, had he not been a pedophile, he would have been a very attractive man. So it's like, you could have, but there's something fucking wrong with you. You're a freak.
Yeah.
If you talk to and have and have sexually explicit, not just if you talk to children, if you talk to and have sexually explicit conversations with children, to put it simply, just die.
Yeah.
If you're gonna scar a child, don't, for a chance.
Yeah, well, that's a harder thing to. I mean, yeah, please don't. But like, parents scar kids all the time. It's just lots of different things.
That's true. If you're,
I mean, I really try not to, but don't do it.
If you're doing this
sexually
explicit, die. Yeah. But if you're gonna scar a child, just don't, please.
Please don't.
Try not to. Like, gosh.
I hope this is okay. I still don't like kids. Let me just preface that.
Okay.
But I am in this unfortunate predicament.
Okay.
Where me and Molly have talked about having a kid, not like a biological kid, but but adopting a kid at some point. We always talk about having Annie, Annie and Matilda, and I think another one I can't remember, but like all of these.
Three?
No. All these people combined, all the perfect movie kids.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
Morphed into one kid. We're always talking about that. Like if she's not literally perfect, then she can literally die. Who gives a fuck?
She can kick rocks.
Go to the orphanage and we're like, kick rocks, kid. You got buck teeth.
Get out of here, idiot. You got buck teeth. Your eyes are the wrong color. They're green. They're supposed to be brown, idiot.
Who made you? You're ugly. But anyway, so I'm in this thing where I'm like, well, fuck, I don't like them. I don't enjoy interacting with them, but then sometimes I'll be like, oh, isn't that cute though when they do the thing? Isn't
that cute?
Like, so sometimes, given the context, I'm like, God, kids' fingers are fucking weird looking. And then other times I'm like, oh, look at you, oh my God.
I think that's just you kind of like, I don't want to say maturing, because you don't have to want to have kids to be mature.
Right.
But that's you kind of like adapting to the fact that you do love Molly, and Molly also wants to have, kids.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's like the weird thing is neither of us really wanted to. We just kind of were like,
you're just thinking about it.
We're like, well, Well, it's like what we keep saying. Like, man, we'd be good ass fucking parents. Like,
I think you guys would be.
Well, yeah, because like, we would be so encouraging of so many different things. But like, I think we're also like, I don't deal with shit I don't like very well. And so if they start doing some shit that I don't like dragging mud through the house and onto our new carpet, well, we're gonna have to have a word with them.
That's the other thing. I don't think I ever want to physically have children. Obviously, I can't say that now. Or I can say that now. But it may change in the future, which is totally fine. But right. I don't think I ever physically want to have kids, so I would only adopt. I don't want to have a baby either. I think I would just be like, all right, give me the fucking ones that are 10 and up, and then I'll take it from there.
That's where I'm leaning too, yeah.
Because I can't, like, little kids, they're a lot. And obviously, here's the thing, shouldn't have kids if you're not willing to take care of them. Like,
right.
You should never have a child if you're not prepared to deal with all of the responsibilities of a parent.
Yeah.
But diapers are just fucking nasty. They're so gross. They're so disgusting, and I don't ever want to touch one.
Yeah. Also, like, how hard is it? It's like, you can't talk to them. They're like a person, but not really. They're still basically just a dog.
Yeah. I could just get a dog.
Yeah, I'd much rather get a dog.
Like, here's the thing, if I get an older kid,
infant.
If I get an older kid, that's taking an older child out of the foster system, which is fantastic because they never get adopted.
They never do. That's my thought too. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I had this whole like mentality of like, if I'm ever really rich, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adopt a bunch of teenagers, like kind of like one at a time, just kind of like cycle them through my house, and like be like, I give them a good support system and give them money, and be like, okay, I'll pay for your college education or like whatever trade school you want to go to, or you know, I'll pay for like your first year of rent or whatever, so you can live doing your dream. And I would be like that, but I don't think I can ever be that rich, unfortunately.
Well, you're gonna be an engineer, so it's like you can get up there. You can get some cash money.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Definitely.
Assuming I graduate, which has been a big stressor. I'm gonna drop a class for the first time. I'm kind of excited to do it.
Oh, it's satisfying. I do one almost every semester except for this one.
I'm gonna drop it, and I'm gonna take it in the summer. I'm also, the reason why which I'm not normally ever excited, like I've never taken a summer or a winter course, but I'm excited to because then I can finally fucking focus on it. That's the only thing I have to focus on.
It's hard, yeah. I mean, I have easy fucking art. Oh, not art anymore. Theater classes, and I'm having trouble keeping up and paying attention to everything. I have this issue. I just want to do so many other things, and I'm so fucking sick of being in school. I want to draw or take pictures or do podcasts or fucking just play video games. I haven't played a video game in a long time, and I just want to not.
We played a lot of Sea of Thieves. That's a good game.
Oh, I've wanted to play that. I think I might have it. I don't remember.
You should get it, or if you don't have it, you should get it.
Yeah.
I was doing so well in college up until fucking COVID hit.
You know, yeah. I wonder, I think I would have an easier time with my theater classes if I was in person. Because it's just so easy for me to not pay attention and distract myself with other shit. And like, I'm taking an acting class, and I'd much prefer to act with some of these people in person.
Yeah. I'm just really hoping like next semester.
Ooh, yeah.
Like we can be in person again, because I'm just like, it's so fucking hard to like, I can find the motivation to get up and go to class, like physically, but when all of it's on the computer and it's recorded, I have no fucking motivation to attend. So I'm like, meh. But that's the thing. It's like, I have to get up tomorrow morning because we're going over. I took a test like 2 weeks ago, or last week. I took a test. Did I ever tell you what I got on it?
No.
I got an 18.
Out of
100.
Oh my.
It was bad. Here's the thing. I knew he was going to curve it because like the highest grade that I saw was like a 60 or like a 65. So I was like, oh, I'll get like maybe a 30. That'll be great. He curved my grade to a fucking 53, which isn't great, but like that's like fucking almost 40 bonus points.
Yeah, that's significant. Holy shit.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. I was so happy. Because the fact that he curved it that high, because while a 50 isn't great, engineering standards, fantastic. That's like an A. And also, fucking, that means that I can pass the class.
Wait, that's all that really matters in the end.
Yeah. All I care about is passing.
I feel like I learned dick shit from school, honestly. I don't know. I guess maybe a lot of it is just being in art classes and stuff, but I feel like I'm really wasting a lot of time. And I feel like I'm learning more now that I'm in theater because it's something I have no experience with. But even still, I'm like, I don't enjoy this.
That's not good. But you don't enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully I'll only have one more year after this semester.
That's true.
Hopefully.
Because like, as much as I hate school, at least I actually enjoy what I'm doing.
I think, like, that's the thing.
Machining.
I enjoy art. I'm liking the kind of vibe of theater and everything. I just hate school.
That's exactly it. Like, I am machining, or I'm learning to machine, and I'm building. Here's the thing. There's just one class. Out of all of my classes that I'm taking, only one class is a class that I actually enjoy, and it's like creating 3D models. So I'm basically given a drawing of something, and it's got like 3 viewpoints, and then I have to render it in 3D, like just from the drawing. And it's so much fun. And then I also do the opposite, where I see a part, recreate the part in my program, and then I make a drawing of it, so somebody else can make it or whatever. It's cool. And then we're gonna do that and like actually build our own Vice next semester, which I'm really excited for. And that's why I think I'm less so gonna be an engineer now, and I think I'm gonna go into machining, because machining is so much fun.
That's pretty good.
I love it.
I think there's a lot of good money in specifically machining too. So
there is a lot of money in machining, so that's why I'm like not too concerned. And also they need a lot of machinists. But
there
like,
you go.
Yeah, when it comes to like creating my own, I'm not too fond of it, but the machining process itself is fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
a nice path.
I'm glad that I'm making a little bit of a turn in what I want to do, but it's a turn within my same major.
Well, yeah, which definitely helps. Yeah, because completely
so
fucking swapping is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I were going the other way, I'd have to fucking switch to ME, which is disgusting. That barely fucking anybody graduates from that.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I don't know. Anytime because now I know 2 engineering type students, and it all sounds so fucking stressful.
It is really stressful, but honestly, like the payoff's kind of worth it, because like anything. Just the machining is so fun.
It does seem fun.
I didn't expect, like, me being like a city slicker and never having touched a machine in my life. Going to college, I didn't expect to like it that much. And honestly, I'm real. I thought it was gonna be scarred for me forever, because I won't say that I was that, but I very much liked that dude. Very much like that dude, and then I got sad whenever I was in the machine tool shop.
Yeah.
So I thought it was gonna be scarred for me, but it isn't, which is good.
Yeah, that's really fucking good. It is also, I think it's weird thing in a weird way, going back to the pedophiles talk and stuff. I always find it really bizarre how like serious sex is, because like because if you get fucked as a kid, it just ruins your brain and it ruins your life.
Yeah.
And also, like, relationships become different with people once you have sex for the first time. And, like, also, like, rape is, like, a suit, like, way, almost like, I don't know for sure, but it's, like, if not more traumatizing, just as traumatizing as, like, a murder, you know? It's, like, honestly, for, like, the people, I mean, murder is more for the people around you, but.
If it says something, I would rather be murdered. And, obviously, this is not, like, any judgment to people that have gotten raped, but
no.
I would much rather be murdered than have to deal, just with our fucking judicial system too, have to deal with getting raped and then watch, for the most part, we should probably put a trigger warning on this, by the way. For the most part, just watch them walk away free. It's like,
they just, okay, cool. They just get away with that. And I just think it's like, because if you think about it, like, just inherently what it's like, it doesn't seem like that much, but it is, like, the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And, like, our entire society, and it makes sense, because sex is the only thing that keeps our species going.
Yeah. Maybe that's probably a big part of it.
I feel like over time, and I will chalk it up to religion as a whole. I think because, let me not chalk this up to a religion as a whole. I can only really speak for Christianity. However, it does overall kind of seem like they prioritize virginity. Like, I know in Islam, like when you go to like their equivalent of heaven, and you get like 72 virgins or something, or like that. You get that, and it's like, so the virginity is like, oh, they want that. You want to be a virgin, which is like, you stay a virgin if you want to. That's fine. Like, there's no shame in that. But don't do it because people are telling you should. Do it because you're not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Or you just if you want to save yourself for marriage, totally fine.
Well, right, yeah. But that's almost like a supplemental thing, you know?
Yeah. I remember seeing this article on a woman that did that, where she saved her virginity for marriage, and she just fucking regretted it every single day of her life afterwards, because she was just like, she didn't get to have that experience of like really getting to know somebody.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying that you can't, but because of how she was going about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was doing it purely because she thought she had to, not because she wanted to.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just really detrimental to your mental health. And they should teach consent more in schools.
God.
They never even said the word consent in school.
Yeah, no, I don't think I ever heard it. It was the only word is abstinence.
Yeah.
It's so
also
annoying.
Just like it's not gonna happen. It's never happened. People
it's
are not gonna stay abstinent.
People just well, God, yeah, no, there's no way. And it's like there's so many things that people just have to figure out on their own, and it's kind of dangerous shit. Like you can get, again, there's another weird crazy thing about sex is how dangerous it can be, because you can get like AIDS is a deadly disease. You can die from it. Like, and people, hundreds of thousands of people did die from it. It was an epidemic, or was it even a pandemic? I don't know. It's just this weird. It's weird how it's just so important. And I don't know. It's like there's nothing really it's not even like a judgment about sex one way or another. It's just like, wow, it is like the biggest thing.
Yeah. And I think the most harmful thing is how heavily of a grasp Christianity has on America as a whole, and how anti-sex Christianity is.
Yeah, because then it creates so many weird. It
hurts people.
I guess, and this really does fit with our sorry straights gays only talk, because then a big part of what you don't like about LGBT people is how they have sex.
Exactly. Yeah.
It all goes back. Like if my parents knew that I would take a dick, they would not like that, you know?
They would throw a conniption.
Yeah, they'd go oy vey or whatever. Oy vey.
Because they only really talk about condoms in sex ed when talking about like not having babies. They're like, hey, use this as protection to not have babies. Like, which that's true.
Yeah.
But I don't think they emphasized enough that it's like, hey, this protects you from STDs. So if you're a man having sex with another man, you still also need to wear this.
Right,
otherwise, like, just because it prevents pregnancies doesn't mean that you don't need to wear it. You still do. And like,
there's still that risk, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
now I don't know if you can't. Can you share STDs? Like, other than, I know that you can get mouth herpes.
Yeah.
So if a woman has herpes and then another woman goes down on her, you can get that. But I mean, unless, not to be too vulgar here, unless you scissor a woman, I don't think you can like easily transfer STDs to their genitals.
I have literally no clue. Not even the slightest beginnings of a hint of a clue. I cannot begin to explain to you how unqualified I am to continue this conversation. I have no idea.
I have, to put it frank, there's nothing. There's nothing that I can think of.
To be blunt, Myia, my brain is empty and there's smoke coming out of my ears. You got me.
I stumped you.
You might as well just lay down some algebra in front of me. I'm like, what is this?
I don't know.
Are these hieroglyphics? I've never seen this before.
Yeah. Do you think it's easier? Is there any, like, because the AIDS crisis was very heavily like towards, gay people.
Right.
But it was more so towards gay men.
Yeah.
Do you think that there has ever been or will ever be an epidemic that's like kind of exclusive to gay women?
In my leftist utopia, there will be. Because I believe in equality.
Oh my God.
I'll go up on the podium and go, ladies and gentlemen, this new epidemic, just for my non-binary pals out there.
if you are gender non-conforming and you identify as non-binary, you now have the new rat disease.
You will turn into a rat ghoul.
You will never be able to see the sun,
and you will burn it. You will burst into flames on every full moon.
So you better hide. Yeah, everybody, every group of every sexuality group has to have their own little epidemic.
All right,
That's so fucked up.
This one
we shouldn't
is
joke about that.
This epidemic is for biromantic asexuals.
Specifically them.
All right, this one is for my aromantic pansexuals who are over 6'3". There's 7 of you, and I just you better watch out. Is all I'm saying. It's gonna be a rough one.
And then this one goes out to all them. Fucking completely ignoring the joke that I was saying. I just remembered that there were people that fucking identified as sapiosexual.
Yeah, is that the one where like I'm attracted to brains? Actually,
I'm attracted to smart people.
Oh, get the ew, gross.
How pretentious!
I hate it.
Fucking, if you're not into himbos, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Into what?
Himbos.
What are you saying to me?
Do you not? Terry, have you been living under a rock? Do you not know what a himbo is?
Yeah, apparently I have been. Go ahead and enlighten me, doggy dog.
So, a himbo. So, you know what a bimbo is, right? Like, fucking
Is it a
airhead.
him bimbo?
It's a him, it's a himbo.
Whoa.
It's a him, a he-him bimbo. Where he's just fucking dumb as shit, super fucking beefy, and just like the most caring man in the world.
Oh my god.
The epitome of himbo is Thor from Thor Ragnarok specifically.
Oh my god.
Because he's like the dumbest in that one.
I want to be a himbo so bad.
Himbos are fantastic.
I
very much like the fact that the term bimbo is now being reclaimed.
It is?
Bimbos, yeah, a lot of girls are taking the word bimbo back, and I want to join in on that. I want to be a bimbo. But here's the thing, I don't know if this is sexist of me to say. I don't want men calling me bimbos. I'm only okay with women calling me bimbos.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I feel like it's
I feel like it would be derogatory if a man said it to me.
Well, but that's exactly it, though. It's like if you're saying it, it's like a reclamation of the term, and it's like okay. It's not, but it is sort of like black people in the N-word.
Kind of, yeah. Not to the same
not
degree,
really,
but I understand.
But kinda.
It's like how, like, not really, but kinda. What a great segue. What were we segueing to?
I don't know.
Oh shit! It wasn't a segue then.
It wasn't.
Oh, there's also a term because you have bimbo, himbo. The other term for gender non-conforming people is thembo.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
It's very inclusive. I love the bow community.
I'd like to say that to somebody like my dad, and he's like, "Oh, you mean like bow hunting?" And I'm like, "Oh, no."
Let me introduce you to a thing or two.
No, I'm not going down that road. Gross. Ooh, that's the worst. Oh, that's like a nice shirt. Gross.
Gross. Nice shirt. I forgot about that.
Oh, lucky you.
Nice shirt.
Ay, ay, ay.
That was one of the things that, so going like way back, me being very privileged as to, getting an education, I was also privileged enough to go on like kind of really left-leaning internet when I was young, and that's how I became so fucking left. And so going on that, despite my dad being like not a conservative, but he's a Republican.
Right.
He was surprisingly receptive to everything that I was like, oh yeah, like I just learned about all these new LGBTQ things, and like this was after I had already come out, and he was like, yeah, that's that's cool. Tell me about them. And he was like,
oh,
which is like, hey, props to my dad.
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty good.
He was extremely like helpful in me coming to terms with who I was, because I got to, express all of these things to him. And he was like always unconditionally supportive of the fact that I am bisexual. Because I think when I told him his what did he say? He was like, said something along the lines of like, oh, okay, so I'm going to start doing what I do to your brother and saying, oh, is that chick cute? And I was like, please don't. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the inclusivity.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, but don't, please.
But
seriously,
don't. It's still,
God,
it's embarrassing,
no,
nonetheless.
Yeah.
Did your dad ever do that to you?
No, I was supposed to say I'm glad my dad never did that.
Yeah.
The worst thing.
I've noticed a lot of dads do that.
The one time when I was pretty young, and I think it was one of the first times I ever asked a girl out. My dad would ask me about if I if I ever looked at girls' chest. I was like, no.
Ugh, that's such a weird way to ask.
You know what he said? He said
what?
that. I said no. He said, but it's okay if you do. They don't mind.
Huh?
Yeah, you don't mind, do you, Myia? It's never once bothered you, right? Because they
sometimes it bothers me. Here's the thing. Obviously, very different. No secret to anybody who's ever watched the podcast, wear very low-cut shirts. That's just because I like my boobs, and I think they look good. And so, I don't mind it when people look at my boobs, except for the only situations where I get like actually kind of angry is when I'm in an argument with somebody and they look at my boobs and I'm like, don't you fucking dare. I think one time, like, I was in an argument with Ben, and then he just, like, looked down, and I was like, oh, you motherfucker, you are not allowed to do that. And he got so embarrassed.
Yeah,
really
I would too.
And it's like, today, so here's the other thing, is, no mystery, I'm a very short lady. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not of great stature.
If you're new to the GoBicker sphere, she's 4'4".
Yes. And so when I'm looking in the mirror, my boobs don't look like they have that much cleavage out. And then I remember that people are taller than me. So they're not looking at me. They're looking down to me. So it's the amount of boob that they see is significantly more than I think it is.
Oh, yeah.
And today, I got a new shirt, and it's great. And I was going to show it off in the podcast because it makes me look like a fucking MILF that's, like, widowed.
Oh,
right?
well, you still would, though, because remember, we're doing the selfie thing.
True, you're right. So, I have this new shirt, and it's really cool, and it's really pretty. It's got, like, lacy arms and stuff. So, it's also got a very big cutout, like, of the chest region. And I thought it wasn't that bad. And then I go into work today at the lab, where I work with other students. And two of my coworkers, who I've never once caught, I saw them repeatedly look at my boobs.
Oh, no.
And when I was working with students on the lathes, where I had to, like, be very close to them, I saw them multiple times look at my boobs. And I was like, oh, I just feel bad, honestly. Like, especially for the students, because, like, I was trying to help them, and then I was just kind of being really distracting.
So, can I tell you something really weird? I've been telling this to Molly a lot lately, and I'm trying to be really careful when I tell her because it is a little weird. Mm-hmm. And I think you'll understand this a lot. I want to so badly. I want some really attractive person to come up to me and be like, "Hey, so Mom, I was wondering if you want to go out sometime." I'd be like, "Sorry, lady, I'm single, or I'm taken." Shit,
I'm single.
I'm taken.
I have a GF.
I'm locked down. Like, I just want to reject somebody so bad, and I want them. The more attractive, the better. I want it so bad. I want to be distracting, like you're saying you are.
Yeah.
I want them to not be able to pay attention because they're like, God damn. Like, I want it so bad.
Harry. I think if you were probably in person, I think it would happen.
If I was what?
More frequently. If you were in person class.
I don't know. It never happened before. But then again,
but you also had your glow up.
That's true. I did have my glow up because I got a haircut and I'm happier now. So that would actually. Yeah. Oh, that's a good. I'm really curious now for next year. I wonder if I'm gonna get. again, I cannot emphasize enough how much I want this. It was just.
However, the only way that you could get away with it is if you don't ever mention that you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Before that.
That's true. I've only mentioned to a handful of people.
Oh, okay.
Because there's this one guy the other day who's like, talking about after the show's done, he wants to get his nails painted. And I'm like, wow, my girlfriend was in the salon and she did my nails, she can do yours. I don't think he's gonna take me up on it, but
he's just gonna go home and do it himself.
Yeah, like a bitch.
Painting nails at yourself at home is fun though.
I can't do it. I tried it
get
once.
It done.
Ugh.
I was talking about like being like, oh, I'm in a relationship. I have recently, weirdly enough, have had a lot of people slide into my DMs, and I don't understand why. But one person that slid into my DMs was very annoying, and I posted it on my Twitter at twitter.com/PokeMyia. And it was the skeleton conversation, right? Where he was like, hey, are you single? And I was like, yes, but I'm not interested in anything right now. Like, I don't want to be with anybody. And he was like, how old are you? And he was just continuing the conversation. Long story short, I was like, dude, fucking leave me alone. And he was like, will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, no, motherfucker, I will not. And then he left me alone. Up until like 2 days ago. Where he texted me again. And he goes, are you still single? And I go, what did I say? Hold on. Let me read the text conversation.
Yeah, the one you posted on Twitter though is so fucking funny.
I thought it was fucking hilarious.
It was great.
So he goes, are you single? I respond with, didn't we already have this conversation? Are you still single, yes or no? Yes, still not interested though. Would you be willing to friends with benefits, yes or no? I responded with a screenshot of my message that I had previously sent, cropped to still not interested. And I sent it to him, and then he left me alone. But, like, that's a funny interaction, and it's like, that's the only reason why I haven't blocked him, because I think that's fucking hilarious.
That's great, yeah.
But, like, real talk, it's like, I was gonna post about this on Twitter the other day. It's actually genuinely both infuriating and fucking heartbreaking to, like, specifically a man be like, hey, are you single? Me being like, yeah, but I'm not interested in anything right now.
Yeah.
And then ignoring what I said and continuing to pursue me. And in some instances, I've had to lie and say, hey, no, I'm dating somebody. And then they'll leave me alone. And it's like, why do I have to have another man in the picture for you to finally back the fuck off? Like, why can't you just respect my boundaries?
I honestly have no idea.
It's so gross, and it just makes me like sad.
Yeah,
like, dude.
It's just, well, I think this goes to a kind of thing we were talking about earlier a little bit with like guys on the internet kind of falling down that incel rabbit hole, where it's like
where they think they're entitled.
Well, no, not even that necessarily, but it's just kind of like a lot of the times. Like, this is why I have an issue with, like, all men are trash kind of things, because I'm like...
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like it's weird to even think this now. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm trash. I don't do all the things you're talking about. And so I really hate this kind of thing, because I'm like, well, I'm not like that, though. Because I feel like, well, not all men. So I hate it. It really makes me gross, but, like, makes me feel gross. But also, at the same time, I'm like, well, no, but, like, a lot of time, really, though, men aren't, like, they're like, there's not a lot of affection, especially with other men. You just have this weird, like, you always have to be, like, the bro and tough and no emotions and all that shit. Which, so, like, does kind of bring it down, you know? And so it's like, you feel bad, because it's like, really, all that guy really wants is, like, some affection, and he's just not getting it. And he's not, obviously, let's not pretend, he's not dealing with it right. Like, he should not be like, yes or no, will you be girlfriend? Will you be friends with benefits? Give me your titties. It's like, no, that's not Jesus Christ. No. Brian. No.
Brian, shut the fuck up. What was his name? His name was Adam.
Adam, put your dick away.
God, I want to... I'll DM you his fucking profile picture. It's so funny. It's a picture of him, and he looks like he's in a fucking closet. Like, there are God rays beaming down at him. You can, like, see a coat, like, sleeve.
You know, I want to have Chris start putting up slides on his TV, having, like, PowerPoint presentations of him yelling about random shit. I would love if it became a segment where we look through your creepy DMs.
Luckily, like, I've only had a couple recently, not too many though.
Yeah, but
whenever
like
I go on
whenever
Reddit,
they come up,
that's
though.
when it gets really bad.
Oh yeah, sure. But whenever they do come up, though, I'd like to read them. Just have it be
for the most part.
occasional
If you
segment.
if you guys ever want to see what creepy men DM me, follow me on Twitter. Recently I posted one where this man on Instagram DM'd me, and he said, "Hey," and then I was like, "Oh, I don't know who this is," so I checked his Instagram bio, and it said, "I'm trying to reach you. Check your DMs." And I thought that was so fucking funny. That was the most creative, and it was so creative that I actually like reached back out to him, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He still hasn't responded to me, so.
Oh wow! Well, what the fuck?
He just kind of like left me hanging.
Well, yeah.
I was so blown away, and then he just disappointed me. I've
would-
also gotten, you know what? Maybe I should go back on Tinder because I've gotten some weird messages on Tinder, like really,
Yeah.
like.
Ooh.
Have you seen that photo of me cosplaying as fuck, what's her name? Ochiko from My Hero.
Oh, I think so. I don't remember if I saw the whole thing or just the wig.
It basically, that was like, I only had like the wig and like the tie and like the shirt in the photo because it was cropped. But the dude he messaged me and he goes, "Hey, that last pic of you is so sexy." And I'm like, okay, that's uncomfortable. And then he like says like, "Oh, it kind of makes me want to," and this is like, keep in mind, 5th message he sends me. So we're real early in the conversation. He goes, "It kind of makes me want to bend you over a desk and smack your ass while I pull on your hair." And I'm like,
"Oh my god, that's
calm down. Jesus Christ."
Can you imagine that same interaction in person? That is so extra.
I think I would call the cops.
Yeah, right, exactly. You fucking would. 'Cause you'd be like, "Holy shit, this is insane."
Is that some of the things that people say to me online, and say to other people, obviously, because I have not gotten the worst of it. I know that for a fact. Some of the things that people say to me online, they need to, like, kind of take a step back and imagine saying that to me in person, because I would, in most situations, call the fucking police.
Yeah,
I would
right.
be like, "Excuse me? You fucking freak?
Will you please step on some bugs?"
I was just about to mention that one. Oh, that's my favorite. I hope that guy's doing well. That was so fucking funny.
Oh
that was
my
the
God.
highlight of my day.
Yeah, Myia, please.
I checked my Reddit
Please
the other day.
start taking screenshots of these different things and saving them for the podcast. Obviously, post whatever you want everywhere else too, but
Yeah.
just a couple for the podcast.
I'm gonna see if I can. I'll go. You know what? I'll do. Instead of like the selfies, I'll just like screenshot most of the fucking messages I've got on Reddit.
There we go.
They're not gonna people aren't gonna understand the context until the end of the podcast.
Yeah, right.
There's just gonna be these messages.
Like, what is
Maybe we
all
should put a
this
little
shit?
bit of context in the beginning.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so, fucking. Oh, you know what? No, I think my favorite Reddit message was like, "Hello." It was this person, they DM'd me. They were like, "Hello, just wanted to reach out to you, contact you because you are a perfect candidate for my what my username is. So if you, whenever you get the chance, please read my username and please follow through with the directions. I hope you have a great day. You are congratulations for qualifying." And his fucking username was in all capital letters. "Please DM me your breasts." And that is one of my favorite fucking messages to this day. It was so fucking funny. It was so creative too.
That's good. Yeah.
It was like a
yeah.
formal like invitation.
If you would be so kind, madam.
If you would be so kind, as to
Please send
DM
me your tits.
breasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is important to mention they were breasts, not tits or
Yeah, it
milkers.
was a lot more regal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I checked my Reddit like earlier today. I don't go on Reddit very often at all. I pretty much only go on there for like when I'm looking for how to fix something. Like I'll go on, like I was trying to figure out something out for Sea of Thieves, and I went on to the Sea of Thieves subreddit. I got a message in my inbox from like 2 weeks ago where they already deleted. Here's the other thing. A lot of I don't know if they realize what they're like. I think at some point they realize the weirdness of something that they're messaging me. Because most of the time they delete their account afterwards. So this dude messages me. I don't know what his username is. It's already deleted. Do you still use this account? Do you take photo requests? Parentheses, no nudity. Offering $50 apiece.
Whoa.
I would have taken him up on it.
That's a good fucking deal.
That's good money. I would have taken him up on it, but he's dead, so.
No, it's a shame. Rest in peace, guy.
Yeah, so I think that's a good note to end it on.
Now that I'm bummed out about that guy dying.
I don't think he's dead. I think he was just like, oh, maybe I freaked her out and deleted the... He probably sent it to me from a spam account, honestly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I did know that. I know he's not actually dead. I was joking. But it doesn't matter, because if you didn't know, I'm still pointing at the camera. There's no camera. If you didn't know, this has been the most visual-friendly episode of a podcast on the internet ever. Not really, but kinda. Of course, you can watch live normally at twitch.tv/GoBicker when we're recording it, or if you miss it, you can go to YouTube in the next week or so and watch it there, or listen on your favorite podcast service, including Spotify. I don't know, whatever else people. I don't actually know what people. I only use Spotify for listening to things. So whenever you listen to things on, I'm probably there too. So make sure to follow and leave ratings and all that. Or if you're on YouTube, subscribe.
Please, we need subscriptions. Well, is that what I sound like when I do that?
I don't know. Probably not exactly like that.
It was like I was engulfed by the sound.
Well, that's me. I cupped my hands around it too. I was like, hello. Anyway.
Oh my god, these DMs are great.
Until next week. Bye.
Bye.